You don't know what he did or didn't do, but you do know that he came home without her and didn't tell anybody.
It's infuriating.
We deserve answers.
You do deserve answers. And to pretend that that's not infuriating is disingenuous, of course. And you do know, at least his parents have said he did come home. None of you saw him in the house, but you know his parents said he came home.
Well, the van had to get there somehow.
That's right.
The van got there, and whatever happened with his parents after that, I don't know. But
We can only speculate. We don't know.
yeah, I honestly don't know. And to be honest with you, they probably wouldn't tell the truth to begin with. So whatever.
Joe and Nicole both called Roberta asking if...
Not just
Called and texted.
Roberta. I need the phone number I can get for that family. There were a couple numbers for the
Police
mom.
officers called her. Detectives called her.
But you all called.
Yes.
Oh, we called.
You called?
I can't tell you how many times.
She called.
You called and you
He
called.
called.
And what did you get?
No response.
Voicemails.
Nothing.
Voicemails.
No, and then I would send texts on top of that.
No response.
One of the texts, we're going to call the police, right? Just letting you know, because we have no idea. No responses. No, a normal parent, when you text someone that they're going to call the cops because you can't find your child, they would reply.
Nothing.
No response, no nothing.
So he leaves with your daughter in her van, comes back without your daughter in her van, and you contact the parents and say, what the hell? Give us some information. Stonewall.
We actually didn't
Well,
know
at
the
that
van
point,
was in
yeah.
Florida at the time when we contacted her. I was just worried I hadn't heard from her. So
You didn't even know
I
the
didn't
van
know
was
about
back.
the van until the
didn't know
11th.
We actually thought they were both missing at that point in time when we were calling them.
I was worried about both of them.
And when did you learn the van was back?
The night of the 11th, when I reported her missing, the detective came to my door and let me know that the van was in Florida.
And that's when you said you knew. Bad news.
Well, it was a combination of that and that he requested to speak to a lawyer and wouldn't speak to the police department.
Lawyered up, no cops.
Correct.
Somebody needs to start talking. I do believe they know a lot more information than they're putting out there.
We all want to protect our children. It's understandable. But it's also more important to teach your children right from wrong. And when something is wrong, you need to do the right thing and have them own up to it, whatever it may be, whatever the consequences may be. And that is part of being a parent.
And this is about a woman that lived in their house, that was at one point engaged to their son, and they won't talk to their family. They won't reach out and explain that their daughter's missing. They ignore the phone calls.
Yeah, that's the thing. These parents, and I'm glad you brought that up, because these parents had a relationship with Gabby.
It's not a stranger.
They lived under the same roof. They shared their home. They shared their lives with this young woman. And then all of a sudden, just turn their back and stonewall. And that's cold. And I have a question for you as a defense lawyer here.
Yes.
Because, I worked for years, mostly on the defense side of the docket, at a jury level, in trial. And I always look at what's the story you're going to tell the jury ultimately. Is a parent helping a child by furthering and covering up a really bad deed instead of advocating for the child to step up and be accountable? Is that not a better jury presentation instead of hiding, going on the run, stonewalling police, obstructing? How is that good parenting? It doesn't seem to me that they're creating a narrative that any jury is going to do anything except be infuriated by.
Correct. They're not helping their son at all. That when you look as a prosecutor, we don't know what happened here. Now, I'm sure the FBI has a lot more evidence than we have. You can look at his state of mind by his actions. And he ran, he stole her credit card, he used her credit card to get home, and then ran from the police. That's going to show a lot what he was thinking back then.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.